Hello everyone. Welcome to the course of Automobile Component Design. I am Professor Neerav Mehta from LG Institute of Technology and Engineering. So today we are going to discuss about different aspect of automobile component design. These subjects mainly deal with not only machine design but as well as material selection and manufacturing process and ultimately automobile component design. So let's get into our subject. So today we are going to discuss about our course outline as well as overall features of our course and different chapters and their in-depth analysis. So about course. So first of all, before getting into this course, we should know about what is design. So what is design? Design is not just about to design something, to draft something, or to make any model. It is a procedure or it is a process which is start from your function of a component. Clear? And for that function of the component, we should know about what is application of that component. There are two types of component. One is to modify that component, modified component, and another is component which is modified due to, or you can say it's a start from the scratch. For that, we should get that input from our market, or you can say users. Clear? So user input is required in this case. After that user input, we are going to build our outline of our component, and ultimately by putting any engineering forces and application, ultimately design our component. So let's get into our procedure which is going to applicable in each and every chapter. So this is our design consideration, or you can say this is going to be our future, or you can say step by step design. First of all, as I have told you about market survey. So market research is one of the essential component in our design, because it will going to give you a real input. Clear? Whether it is modification or you have to design a new concept. Clear? So this is our market research. Second one is define specification of the product. So after knowing about function of our component, we are getting into different specification. If like you are, as you are watching this is the video of our IC engine, in which you should know about what is function of our IC engine. Our function of our IC engine to convert chemical energy into some useful mechanical work. So you should know, first of all, you should know what is our function, and depending on the function, we should also know about auxiliary system to get or to support that function. Auxiliary system like cooling system, like exhaust system, and that system. So we should design not only designing for our function, but also we are going to design about our auxiliary system. So after knowing about specification of our product, we are going to move on to next thing, and which is our mechanism, the selection of mechanism. So what is mechanism? Mechanism is to decide in space, or you can say in our real life application, how our component will going to be in motion. So here in this example, this is a mechanism of slide and crank mechanism. So first of all, we have to select a slider crank mechanism, or any kind of or you can say any kind of, so any kind of connection or any kind of link like spherical link, or it could be a simple mechanism or simple link. Clear? So second thing we should know about, clear, in this chapter or in this subject, each and every subject which you have previously come across, like kinematics of machine design, and each and every subject will going to conquer into this, and ultimately we have to develop a model which can contain this all the aspect of our machine design. In this subject, we are going to deal with also selection of mechanism, how our mechanism will going to be select upon depending on its function and its motion. Clear? Mainly we are going to deal with is force analysis in this particular section of selection of mechanism, and which we are going to decide a force analysis, motion analysis, and velocity analysis. So this is the slider crank mechanism, as well as you can see this is one of the classical case of mechanism. Clear? In this case also we have to know about what kind of degree of freedom we have provided, as well as what kind of motion we are required. Clear? The function of our motion. After that, after selecting the mechanism, we are going to decide what could be a layout of our components. Clear? Here for our IC engine, this could be our layout. In this case, it should be like our cylinder case, and then our cylinder top, as well as crankcase, and ultimately each and every auxiliary component we are going to decide about, and this is going to be our layout. After that, we are going to design, and this is most important aspect of our subject, and this is design of individual component. So how we are going to design this individual components like piston, crank, connecting rod, cylinder head, and each and every component we are going to design in isolation, and after designing that component in isolation, we are going to assemble according to our function. So in this case, each and every component we will going to take in isolation, then we are going to analyze them depending on free body diagram as well as thermal analysis, and ultimately depending on this we are going to draft our overall component. Like, we are going to draft our overall component, whether it is virtually drafting or in case of our analytical drafting, or you can say on board drafting, which is classical method. Clear? So this is our overall design procedure, which is going to applicable in each and every chapter. Clear? So first two chapters, so let's discuss about our chapters. So first chapter here is standardization in automobile system design. This is the introductory kind of a chapter to understand about standards in our machine design as well as manufacturing process. Second chapter is design consideration. This is not this is a theoretical chapter, but this is most important chapter while we are dealing with any type of design, because this will going to give you aspect about how we are going to select a material, how we are going to select a manufacturing process, and how we are going to select any other auxiliary system depending on thermal analysis as well as its strength. Third chapter is design of bearings, then design of gear, then design of gearbox, and ultimately most important chapter, which is design of IC engine component. So now let's move on to discuss about these different chapters. Clear? But before getting into the different chapter, what is our course outcome? So let's discuss about that. So our course objective is to learn about standardization, develop a design skill, and proper design consideration, as well as ultimately construct a mathematical model for that, and ultimately virtual analysis as well as experimental analysis of that. If it is like any kind of engine, or you can say gearbox casing, anything you can develop depending on these factors. So let's discuss about our chapters. So here our first chapter is standardization in automobile system. So in standardization in automobile system, we are going to discuss about different aspects like preferred number, preferred series, derived series, and its application. What is preferred number, preferred series, derived series? It is mainly going to help in production scenario, as well as like production of our in case of bearings, or in case of our piston component, anything. Second chapter is about manufacturing assembly consideration. So how this manufacturing and assembly consideration will going to work? So after designing each and every component in isolation, we have to connect them with together by considering different assembly and different manufacturing processes, or we can say we have to select those different manufacturing processes depending on their application and their behavior while working in our as an assembly as a whole. Second point is design component for a different manufacturing process, and ultimately to decide their reliability as well as life depending on their working environment, which can directly define affected as a fatigue and creep in our component. Our third chapter is design of bearing. Bearing is a component which provides relative motion as well as support to our any shaft or any kind of our manufacturing, or you can say engine assembly. So this bearing, there are two types of bearing. One is rolling contact bearing and one is sliding contact bearing. In rolling contact bearing, it is also called anti-friction bearing. We are going to design depending on its life cycle rather than load, or you can say its relative motion. In case of sliding contact bearing, we are going to design sliding contact bearing depending on its load carrying capacity as well as its and we are going to design its artificial cooling system, because mainly it comes under a friction, immense amount of friction. So ultimately these are the example This is the example of anti-friction bearing, or you can say ball bearing, and this is the example of sliding contact bearing. In case of the sliding contact bearing, you can see that it has a surface area which is exposed to its casing, and it comes under immense amount of friction. So ultimately it will create a high amount of energy, and ultimately it will going to affect a life of this cycle, so life of this bearing. So ultimately we have to design any auxiliary cooling system for that. After that, our fourth chapter will be type design of gears. So there are mainly four types of gears: spur gear, helical gear, bevel gear, and worm and wormwheel. In case of all the gears, we are going to design this gear for their strength, and ultimately we are going to find their modules as well as their geometry of our gears. After selecting the material of the gear, we are going to design each and every aspect or geometrical aspect of our gears. In this case, procedure will be same for all the four gears, but their geometrical consideration, like in case of spur gear and helical gear, it, or you can say bevel gear, it will going to be different. So spur gear will going to have a straight teeth. Helical gear will going to have a teeth which has helix angle, which will going to make angle with their own axis. Bevel gear will have both the gears, or you can say pinion and gear, both have axis which is at angle, and ultimately worm wheel, which is a different type of gear. After that, after designing this gears, we are going to design gearbox. Gearbox is a unique kind of design in which we are going to decide a different selection of a gear ratio as well as velocity ratio, and ultimately consideration of design depending on our chapter, which is we have discussed previously, which is design of gears. So ultimately design of gearbox will going to depend on our design consideration of gear, then deciding a gear ratio, and then deciding its velocity ratio. So the flow of this chapter will going to be like this. It will also contain design of gear in this case. So first of all, we have to decide what is our function in this gear. Then we are going to decide a gear ratio, different gear ratio, then velocity ratio, and then we are going to check our gearbox or each and every individual gear depending on strength, as we have discussed previous in case of spur gear and our helical, if it is spur gear or helical gear. Then our last chapter, which is most important chapter, design of IC engine component. In this design of IC engine component, we are going to design each and every IC engine component in isolation, and ultimately we are going to discuss a different assembly procedure for this design of IC engine component. Clear? So what is our IC engine component? Design of IC engine component. In this IC engine component, we have four different components: cylinder, piston, crankshaft, and valve mechanism. In case of cylinder, cylinder is a kind of a supporting, or you can say which provides support to our piston, and which facilitate to piston to have to and fro motion without losing any type of charge, and ultimately is a structural component. So design of our cylinder will going to depend on more of a structural analysis rather than any kinematic analysis. In case of piston, piston is a most vital part of our IC engine. So it comes under immense amount of heat as well as pressure. So this heat and pressure will going to create two types of stress. One is direct stress, or you can say mechanical stress, and another is thermal stress. And we are going to design this piston depending on these two types of stress. After that, the most complex part, which is to design a crankshaft. Crankshaft is a component which comes under complex type of stresses, which is non-coplanar, non-concurrent forces, and main source of force here in case of crankshaft will going to be a gas pressure rather than anyone else. So ultimately the most complex part of design is to design of a crankshaft. Crankshaft is a component which converts our reciprocating motion of our piston into revolutionary motion. So it has to comes under different types of stress. Also it carries a flywheel as well as belt drive, which also creates different types of forces on our crankshaft. So ultimately it will goes into complex type of stress, which is non-coplanar and non-concurrent stress. and ultimately valve gear mechanism which going to create which facilitate to a charge to get into our cylinder cavity. So this was our this was our overview of our introductory chapter. After that we are going to discuss about this chapter individually in depth. Thank you. Thank you.